they're afraid to come outside unless they have the parents with them. Is it any way possible to change that? Yeah, I'm a taxpayer. I should be able to get more than 7 hours of sleep. But I can't. You got that dog from 6 o'clock in the morning until, if you walk past my house, he runs out there and say hello to you. Now, do I reserve the right to ask for more hours of sleep? Could we have the dog be quiet just a little bit more hours? Am I being fair?
Yeah. I got a question. So what I want to make sure that I understand this right is not only that the dog is barking, but the dog is unleashed as well? Did you say that?
No, he's at a 4-foot fence.
Oh, okay. So outside of the hours, the quiet hours, he's barking?
Outside of the quiet hours, he's barking, and also at 3:30 in the morning.
Okay. Well, we can definitely take a look at that, and that is a enforcement issue as well. You got anything else, John, with that?
Yeah. So on the enforcement side, 210.150 talks about animals. The keeping of any animal that, by causing frequent or long continued noise, shall disturb the comfort or response of any persons in the vicinity is hereby declared unlawful. No person shall own, keep, or harbor any dog which, by loud, continual, or frequent barking or yelping, shall annoy or disturb any neighborhood or any person, or which habitually barks at or chases pedestrians or vehicles whatsoever, to the annoyance of such pedestrian or drivers of such vehicles.
So that's something that we can address.
Well, yeah, should easily be able to address that.
Okay.
One of the things I don't want to do, I'm not afraid of nobody. I don't want to get uneasy and call the police, because I was told that if the dog bark at 3:30 in the morning, call the police. I don't want to get them involved. I would like for the city to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? She is my neighbor.
Mr. Williams, unless the police happen to be there when the dog is barking, you'll have to sign a complaint, or they're not going to be able to enforce it. Unless they see an action. Dan, help me out, but am I right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so unless the police are there and see the dog barking, you or somebody else has to sign a complaint, or they cannot take action because it's a city ordinance infraction.
But if the city look into that ordinance, I really don't want to call. Here's the thing. The worst thing I can do is call the police on that young lady. My thing is, the mayor just said the city can look into that. And I'm going to have to go along with what the city said. Okay?
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Wood.
Yeah.
All right. Are there any other citizens' comments? All right, we will go ahead on to the next item, B, recognitions for the Route 66 Hogs and Frogs event. What we'll do is we'll have some presentations here. The names listed: Melanie Carmen and B. White, Tracy York, Daniel Sheldon, John Qualley, Donnie Bill, Josh Sharpenstein, and Sergeant Josh Hazel and Trey. So a bunch of people. So we're going to ask you to come forward with your legs. We give them a hand clap as they come forward.
Tallest to shortest. Well, Donnie, I think, Donnie, are you taller, shorter than me?
right now.
He said, stop it.
Put two on next to each other. See how it's like.
Donnie looks different in regular clothes, doesn't he?
Well, he was, last night.
Oh, he was. Yeah, he was.
He was mental lab.
That's a favorite.
That's really nice when you're not working. Matching and everything. Look at you. We do have to say you were living your best life out there.
Yeah, that was the best time of that.
The
Watching
track
it was very
there,
much.
some others with you, that was
Joy watching your video, that's all I thought, and you were made for that. So,
I've heard something about drugs.
Trey's in Lebanon.
Read one more, then we'll.
Okay, so on behalf of the Route 66 Hogs and Frogs Festival, we are honored to acknowledge your outstanding example of support and teamwork during this year's amazing event. Without your selfless contribution and willingness to go above and beyond, the event would not have been the success that it was, and we are so very thankful to have you be a part of our Route 66 Hogs and Frogs family. I just want to say from me that without you guys, we wouldn't have been able to do it. We wouldn't have been able to do it. I mean, this year was huge. And one person, no way. If it wasn't for you, Daniel, and Donnie, and Josh, there's no way that the mud racing would have gotten off. And with John Qualley, I mean, he was out there working every single day. Hazel, there's no way that traffic would have ran as smooth through Waynesville as it did without all of your foresight and everything that you did to navigate that and get that in play. And at the festival, if I didn't have you girls there, it would have been mass chaos for me. So having you there made all the difference in the world, and I just want you guys to know from me, I appreciate you so very much. I mean, you guys were the reason why the festival went as smooth and as awesome as it did. So everybody give them a big round of applause.
So did you, how you want to do that?
What?
Let's just say what we're going to build them.
Yeah.
All right, so each, no.
Well, we have them hold it. Did you do the picture with them?
No, that can't happen. Gotcha.
All right, so everybody's gonna get a certificate, they're gonna get a coin, they're gonna get a t-shirt, and it's their size. Right, Dave, she already had your size.
Why'd everybody look at me?
And then and also, can you open up what's in that white box up there? They're gonna get a commemorative cup as well. So let's give Michelle a round of applause for putting all this together. So we're gonna present each certificate to each person. I don't have S1 here. You wanna help me out? But I wanna say thank you for what you're doing and everything that you did.
Thank you, I appreciate
I got heads in the background. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Bring that up a little bit. Next time, that drops 10 pounds.
Need all the help I get.
Certificate.
Stand up
She's
here.
looking.
Get up like that. Bring the scissors up. Yeah.
We can just open them up like
You
this.
guys should stand somewhere else because of that. They're all back there having to duck down.
Okay.
Now I've got Bill in the background.
Let's go this way.
Over there, there's nobody over there. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
job, ladies.
You guys did a great job.
Who's next? Tracy?
You don't have one of yours? We'll get you one. Extra lunch?
Mr. Donnie Bill?
I will fix that.
I actually paid
Lunch. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I bought mine too, but I just, the ones that I have are this one. So I have to do
I done made you, I done messed you up there.
I know.
ma'am.
Guess what I'm
Josh is on his way, but I don't know he's not.
Sharpenstein should be showing up any minute.
Did you want to take a photo of all of them together? Over here? We'll have all of you over here.
That would be great.
Take a group photo. You gotta hold your stuff.
Come on now.
Stand up here, so it's all you got.
And then we'll like embarrass Josh Sharpenstein when he gets here late.
Okay, I want to give another award since he showed up tonight. I might need your hand. I'll let you know. All right, tonight, I don't know if everyone knows this, but in the city, about a couple of years ago, I started a Mayor's Meritorious Service Award of Excellence. And I went back and I looked, and actually, I thought I gave away 5, or awarded 5, but I only awarded 2. So this is number 3. So the whole thing is I got Route 66, there are 66 awards that I'm gonna present before my time is up. Hopefully, that's the goal. But I wanted to present this certificate to number 3, Michelle Brown. So I'm gonna read this. This is for demonstrating unwavering commitment to excellence, leadership, and service to the city of Waynesville and Pulaski County. Her extraordinary efforts in organizing and executing the Hogs and Frogs event went far beyond the call of duty. Through countless hours of personal time, she ensured the event was fully staffed, resourced, creatively marketed, and engaging for all ages. Her dedication to creating a family-friendly event, community-centered celebration was evident in every aspect of its success. Her leadership not only ensured operational excellence, but uplifted and empowered her team, making sure they were informed, supported, and recognized. The success of the event and the strength of the team behind it would not be possible without the tireless work and ethic, thoughtful leadership, and a genuine service to the community. Her actions reflect the best of public service, and her impact will be felt for years to come. That's issued today. And I don't have a fancy coin because you make them. So I'm gonna give you a city coin anyway, until you help me make these coins. But thank you for everything that you do. Yeah, you just said you was gonna embarrass somebody else. Oh yeah, I got a little token. Hold on. I can't run this to be recorded. Don't mess with my PA stuff now. forget my steps. Ooh, these smell good. So we'll go like this.
Put that together.
Oh, no. Okay. It's always good to recognize the excellence that we have here in the city. I mean, we see it in every department. And there's people behind the scenes, out in the streets, from every department is getting recognized, not just here, but outside of the city with other agencies. And that shows something. That's a mark of the leadership, the culture that we're trying to cultivate here is one of excellence in providing superior service to the community. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to agenda item number 5, and that'll be our city administrator's report.
Start with the Waynesville Park Board. No meeting was held, but there has been a lot of good work coming out of this board. We are currently working with the Park Board to come up with a Survey Monkey Park Community Survey for 2026-2031, and that is, I think that's going to be a really nice project, bringing the community's interest in the park and what they would like to see. So pretty excited to see that. Park maintenance splash pad is closed. I've completed tree trimming, ground maintenance, typical cleanup operations, and the mural was a project that we had brought to council not that long ago, if you guys remember. I don't know if you've been through our park since then. That's what it looks like. So it's completed. Really neat project, went well. And again, the survey, this is kind of the rough draft, the beginning. We're trying to whittle this, the questions down. If you've ever like 8 out and they give you a survey showing about 5 questions, and if it goes to 10, I'm out. I just skipped it, right? So you really want to kind of restrict the number of questions that's on the survey so you can get the maximum amount of response out of that survey. The next park board meeting is November 13th. Utility committee was held October 6th. There was an October service report for the Pulaski County Sewer District agreement and property acquired in that agreement. Department updates were given. Utility rates were discussed. Utility rates, we are considering and will be considering this evening water increase rates of 5% and availability fee increase of 5%, sewer rate increase of 5%, availability fee increase of 5%, natural gas, $5 availability fee increase, electric increase of a rate 10%, residential increase for availability fee from 18 to 22, small commercial increase to 50, and large commercial increase to 100 for availability fee. I think the utility committee has seen this chart before. This is only one utility that we plotted and gave an example of. And this is the electric and the operational budget for the electric. It's kind of has some key indicators. I think it warrants the time to go through and discuss some of what you see and maybe why you see that, right? So this has a x-axis of timing or time, and that would be the years since 2019 to current. And the y-axis is an axis basically measuring the return on investment, right? And what is that? So if you see 1.00, you're basically just trading dollars, $1 for $1. Okay, when you see the 1.4, the electric sold is making 40 cents on every dollar purchased. Now, we tried to make this absolutely as clear as possible without any obscurity from anything. So it's very basic. We are looking at electric purchased and electric sold only. And to talk about, well, how well does your electric supervisor, what's his efficiency in maintenance? We ain't talking about that. We're not talking about that with this graph. This graph is very key to know that what you're looking at here is purchased versus sold. Okay? What is done with that excess is the ownership, operation, and maintenance of the system. But again, that's not part of this discussion. The key part of that is when you look at purchase versus sold and you see that scalar of 1.0, that would be a terrible place to be. If you are just trading dollars, you are not investing in your system, you have no funds for improvements, for repairs, for payment. A dollar for a dollar is just nothing left for operation and maintenance, okay? So keep in mind that. So when I got to the city in 2019, I kind of want to use that. Most of you were here and were tracking really how the city was operating and where we were. So that's why I think that's a key point. The other thing is 2019, we're looking at pre-Uri, pre-COVID, pre a lot of things, okay? And all of these crises, global pandemics, historic storm events, they only increase the cost of that electric bulb, that electric meter, that electric transformer, the cost of wire, the cost to transport. None of them decrease the cost. And that is, again, the cost of operation and maintenance. Now, I'm telling you, that's not part of this discussion. When you see these numbers plotted and this rate on the side, it's very key to know purchase versus sold, not how it was spent, where it was spent. Because the key feature in looking at that is you see the trend is always going down. There's nothing trending upwards. If you look at 19, you can see from 19 we are trending down from previous years, 20's downward trending, right? The second point, you see a divergence of the line in 2020. You see the line going up. What made the line go up in 2020, right? From 2020 to 2021, something happened. Because the bottom line plotted, the blue line, the lowest line, that is a line, if the city had done nothing at all, that's where we would be today. We would be making, in 2019, the difference between purchase and sold would be about 40 cents on the dollar. If the city had done nothing, it would be today 16 cents on the dollar. Purchase versus sold, not operation, maintenance. That's not what we're talking about. Well, where did all that go? How did we get from 40 cents on the dollar in 19 to 16 cents on the dollar in 25? And it's a key factor that we have been working on for about 3 years now, 2.5 years. And it's really how the city is getting built. We're selling as much electric as we've ever sold, but your rate of return on that sale of that kilowatt hour has been cut into by how the city is currently being billed with the time of use. I know you guys are all familiar with time of use. We've discussed it many times. So the downward trend in all of these is a function of time of use and time of use bill, okay? So these increases are presented to the city from our supplier, Associated Electric, right? But their costs have increased. So it is just passed down. But you see that divergence in 2020. What's the divergence in 2020? And we were actually in a rate increase. We were in, I think some of you might remember the Show Me deal, the Show Me agreement. Show me agreement basically saved the city $600,000 annually. And the city was able to withstand a rate increase because we gave those savings to the customers at that time, and we rode that good agreement, that wise decision to make an agreement with Show Me. We continue to return that to the customers. And through this period now we're going to jump into 2021, and you see the divergence from the lower blue line. Okay, so the top line is actual. That's where we were in 2021. So as we get to there, you move forward and you look, and then you see, if you're tracking the top line, you'll see another divergence going down, but the top line stays up there. Why did it stay up? Because there was a 5% rate increase, right? So the top line, the very top line all the way across, is currently where the city is and how we were able to maintain it. Now keep in mind, very key, as you go through there, if there was no Show Me deal, if there was no increase, you went from $1.40, basically 40 cents on the dollar spent, to 16 cents. I tell you that because the Show Me agreement and the 5% increase, we are now down to 36 cents, 35 cents. We're starting to drop, and all of these will trend down. And there's been hours, weeks spent looking at this. And not just for the city. We know where we're at. We want to compare what are other cities experiencing, right? What are your neighbor cities experiencing? What do they look like? Look at their rates. Let's compare rates. Let's see if they're providing everybody that we have worked with, they're experiencing this. Some utility providers are in the negative over $1 million. They're operating out of reserves. Well, it's okay if you can do that, but you won't do that forever. That's not the solution. They are looking at trying to, what is the answer? What is the solution? We believe the solution is tankless metering, smart metering. So we want that to be a part of our solution to help educate and put a little bit of the control of the cost into our customers' hands. They control their utility bill. That's pretty nice, right? This graph is, again, really trending downward. We have plotted this graph all the way back to 15, which is where I kind of start losing some data, but I went back to 2015, 2016. This curve, this graph was somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 1.5, 1.48, 1.52, and it bounces in through there. And there was one small rate increase in some of that, and you're trying to figure out really what it all means and how it goes. But keep in mind, back in those days as well, is you knew what the cost was going to be to the city of that kilowatt hour. You knew that January 1, and it held true all the way to December 31. There was no variance, there was no time of use, there wasn't a URI, there wasn't a pandemic. And as we've come through and got to the backside of all of that, the time of use billing is real, and it will continue as, it's not a trend. This isn't going away, it's not a fad. This is how they will continue to bill not only our city, all cities. And for the cities not paying attention, or the cities that maybe don't fully understand how or why their ROI is going down, they're trying to do the same with less. Why is it less? We're selling more. Selling more can hurt you because you're paying more for the electric. And there are certain times in certain months that we have actually sold electric at a loss. If we're buying it for $1.45 and we're only making 40 cents, you lost 5 cents for selling it. And you know, those situations are real, and at the end of the day, when I see these cities and other municipal utility providers, and they're in the negative $300 to $2 million, you know, their staff's paying attention to this too. So as we've kind of reviewed our rates, again, in 21, 22, we were going through the rate study roughly about 2020. Through COVID, we're kind of holding our own. We're trying to get to the end of the rate study. The rate increases that we presented to the utility committee and the rate increases that we present to council tonight are all within that rate study and even less than the fully recommended rate increases of a rate study that was done nearly 4 years ago now. So kind of wanted to really dissect that graph for the council, as I expect questions coming up later, honestly, and that's totally appropriate that we don't take these lightly. Matter of fact, one of my least favorite topics is a rate increase. The next, before I end with the utility committee, the increases tonight are also planned to be implemented in January or in 2026, okay? This isn't an immediate implementation. We're going to implement these in 26. The next meeting is scheduled, it's not October 6th, it's actually November 13th, I think. Economic Development Committee was October 6th. The Business Spotlight Security Bank of Pulaski County, very proud of that one. Not sure they had been on there before, so I think the committee made a really good decision with having them as their business spotlight for the month of October. Put this on your calendar before our next council meeting, so I put it up there now. It's a little bit out there. November 13th, we're going to say at 5 o'clock. We're still nailing down a location, but the students' S&T Community Adoption Program, so the students from Missouri S&T will be giving presentations on projects that were chosen by the city. We had 10 projects. They had 20 teams. I think they have chosen every project. Some of these projects are very large. These will all be projects familiar to everybody up there. You guys will recognize all of them in one form or another. So please plan to attend that. The next scheduled meeting for Economic Development is November 3rd. Roads and Grounds met October 7th. We had a street department update given by myself through Justin Jones, who was at training. We did finish some work that had been ongoing for a few months with the Pulaski County Commission Ordinance number 25-009, which was dedicating or allowing for annexation Rocky Dale Drive, which has been, like I said, a few months of work trying to get to that point. And then we had a couple things there towards the end, just citizens' comments or other business, and we were going through some final conversation pieces, and there was somebody, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Bill. Might have been Bill, might have been Tony. Can't remember. There was a fire hydrant on Main Street. That fire hydrant is in service. And we had a few other items that we were looking at and are currently ongoing and active. Next meeting scheduled for November 4th. Emergency Services Committee had the animal shelter update. We had a police department update. In that update, there is a retirement resignation of Chief Cordova. So we have brought that kind of to light. Dan's been with us quite a while. He's a great guy, one of the nicest men you will ever meet, and he will be missed. But the city is moving forward with the selection of the chief and the processes that we should follow to get there. I know there's been a lot of work by the team in selecting interview committees, the selection of those interview committee members, who they're going to be, what their expertise is, what they bring to the table. And we are getting close to having that process kind of defined and detailed. Waynesville Central Dispatch gave an update for calls for service. And then the fire department also gave an update. Next meeting is scheduled for November 6th at 4 o'clock. Finance and Human Resources was held October 2nd. The 2026 draft budget was presented to the committee. We also gave them the CID. CID looks like it's tracking for close to last year's numbers, maybe just slightly under. Next meeting for Human Resources is November 6th. Planning and Zoning was held October 14th. There was a rezoning request, which we will be before council tonight. For certain property, the rezoning was from R1 to R3, Rocky Dale Road and Lyle Curtis area. The rezoning request was not approved by Planning and Zoning. They did not approve this request, and there can be some further conversation on that coming up. Again, whether it's approved or not approved, it is only a recommendation by the Planning and Zoning Commission to the council. The council makes the final decision on all planning and zoning decisions. So that's why we are bringing that to you, and I expect conversation on that piece as well. Next planning and zoning meeting scheduled for November 12th. Board of Adjustments, no meeting was held. And those meetings are as needed, so the next meeting is to be determined. Wanted to throw one extra slide before we got to events, and this is understanding pay agreements in the city of Waynesville, and what a pay agreement is and what it does, and how it can really, help the customers and residents within the city. Pay agreements, they have been offered for since I've been here. I don't know how long you guys have done them, but it's been quite a while, and so the only thing I hear really complaints on the pay agreement. Pay agreements are a tool that can be used by residents when they're unable to make that utility payment. The only complaint I truly hear is you have to be here in person. You have to show up to City Hall in person and fill out a pay agreement. Nothing over the phone, but also it requires a signature. So, I would tell you it is worth it. And the reason that I bring it to the council meeting tonight, and we have the Channel 12 here, and that's great. So hopefully people are watching this, but. I think council brags on the staff a lot, and that's great, but this is kind of our chance to maybe brag on the council over the past couple of weeks. Got a lot of text from the council. Keep your eye on the ball. There's a shutdown going on. People may not be getting paid. Military early on, we didn't know, right? And for sure, civil service, what's that? All the way up until even last weekend, I'm still getting texts. Do we have plans? What are we doing? And that makes sure that you guys are keeping us on point, and you do, all of you. And so, we do appreciate the kind words, but I think it's just the motivation to make sure that we are able to do the job at the level that you guys expect us to. When you get a text from councilmen on Saturday concerned about citizens and government shutdown and payment, how are they going to pay their electric bill, water bill? Are we watching that? That's important. It's Saturday. But somebody's taking the time, a councilman, I won't name them out, or them, plural, yes, out, not them, singular. But at least, I think it shouldn't go without saying that you guys do a good job too. So a pay agreement, again, it's in place, been in place a long time. It's a tool that can help us move forward as these national events continue to unfold. And then, what happens after a pay agreement, this can kick us hopefully to November, but there's other options that we need to be looking and considering if this is a prolonged shutdown for beyond 30 days. What's that look like, So anyway, I thought that was appropriate with given environment nationally. And then finally, some good news, and I love ending on good news, is really our special events, our park, and what's out there for our citizens to enjoy. And, you know, these things don't cost anything to go to, and they are a barrel of fun, right? So go, enjoy, partake. There'll be a lot of people there. It's kind of a festive atmosphere. So we're looking at Pumpkin Fest, October 25th. The Veterans Day Parade is hosted in the city of St. Robert. I believe it begins at the Municipal Center and ends at the Community Center. That'll be November 11th at 11, I believe, is when it starts. Yeah. So, and then Veterans Day is a city holiday, so City Hall and city functions will be closed that day. Christmas on the Square, December 4th, and then the Pulaski County Christmas Parade is December 7th.
All right. Before I open up the floor, I just want to clarify something. I don't know if I heard it, I might have missed it, but did you mention something about the agreement not having any late fees?
So we are considering the late fees as far as waiving those for, we have to be careful with, like, you know, how we want to say things. And so the pay agreement doesn't have late fees, and it keeps you from being shut off. It does have late fees. We want to try to weigh in on the government shutdown affected people, right? Which in this area will be probably a higher percentage of people than maybe somewhere else.
Okay.
So we may be considering looking at doing that. We definitely, the last thing we want to do is have like a interruption of service. Come in and ask about the late, the pay agreements, make sure you get them on time before you are shut off. Because once you reach that point, it takes more than what administration can do to fix it, right? We are allowed these tools as a pay agreement by the council, through ordinance, through policy, but once you pass a certain point, you are not able, as administrative staff, to change that policy, change those ordinances. And we are really confined to committee level review for that approval, and we've taken them there before. But, so that's kind of, make sure you're on time. Make sure that you are maybe ahead of schedule if you foresee yourself in a situation like this.
Okay, thanks. Any other questions for Mr. Dole?
I have two. I'm not sure if this is, I'm not sure if this is a place to ask it, but I will. The first one, I had a question about, since you talked a lot about payments here, the auto pay button on the online pay thing. Obviously, I don't pay bills, right? My wife pays them all, but there's an auto pay button where the city can, I guess, it gets billed directly to your bank or something, and the bank pays you direct, but that's disabled.
It's probably the same issue we talked about.
Well, it may be, are you saying about paying online, or are you talking about it drafted from the checking account automatically?
That would be, there's two different things that she's talking about.
I'll show you.
Paying it online or being ACH. That's what she's
I
asking.
think it's, I don't know. I'm going to show you.
ACH is a different procedure than paying online.
Okay, so this is the button, and I guess that button is supposed to be where you can go.
That is paying online.
Okay.
So that is different. If you call the office, we can get you set up.
Okay, all right. Now, so they just
We can
need,
make it active, and then you'll get a confirmation email.
okay,
And then once you confirm that, you should be able to log on.
okay, so they just need to call you.
Yes.
Okay,
After 15 minutes?
Yeah, it takes 10 to 15 minutes too, but you should get that email.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to-
okay.
Yeah.
And then my second question pertains to the utility increase. Is this the right place, or you want to wait on
Well,
that?
we're gonna talk about it later.
Okay, I'll wait on you. That's it, that was my only question.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and, the next item is council discussion. So if we have any council discussion, you wanna talk about the pay budget?
I just asked about the pay plan.
No, but, did anybody have any council discussion about anything that is not already in the agenda? Okay. Well, I do want to say, I sent out a, kind of like a handbook for council members, and I'm asking for feedback. It's not a 100% document, it is a draft. So I'm just asking for your feedback on that, so we can establish this as a standard. As the experience that's here now, we need to be able to transfer that later on if we so choose to end our time here working. So that's why we're creating this. So that it's really for the next people that's coming in, to make it as easy as possible. And anything that you see in there that you wish that was there that wasn't, when you came in, maybe this is the time to integrate that. So the next person that comes in, they'll be able to walk in and know a little bit more about what they're supposed to be doing and their requirements. So please send that feedback if you can. All right. And I did get a couple of people that sent information back, and I'm going to integrate that and clarify things too. After looking at it for a long time, it's hard to pick things out. All right. But I appreciate your feedback on that. So we'll move on to agenda item number 7 if there's no other questions pertaining to that. So resolution, we got a proposed resolution 0725. Please read, Madam Clerk.
A resolution reappointing certain members to the Waynesville St. Robert Regional Airport Board.
All right, I'll entertain a motion for this resolution.
I'll make a motion.
Mr. Hyatt? Second. Who was it? Mr. Harrell? Second. Discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dills?
Yes.
Councilman Harold?
Yes.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Thank you.
We also have a proposed resolution 0825. Madam Clerk?
A resolution accepting annexation of Rocky Dale Drive from the Pulaski County Commission.
Entertain a motion.
Yes, I'll make that one.
Mr. Hayden? Second. Mr. Rice?
Question.
Discussion?
Question. Is it Rocky Dale Road or Rocky Dale Drive?
Good question.
The ordinance is correct, but this is wrong. Or,
So that just says drive in the title. The resolution that the body says what?
So you want to do an amendment to the motion?
I didn't hear what you said.
We want to do an amendment to the, or amendment to the motion to change the wording in the body. It's described there.
Yeah.
But change that and.
Motion that we make an amendment to adjust the name
Yeah.
to correct it.
To read Rocky Dale Drive and not Rocky.
So, right.
Will you make it?
I will.
Yes, I will.
Okay, so, Mr. Hayden, second. All right, Mr. Bland. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Councilman Harold?
Yes.
Councilwoman Dills?
Yes.
Councilman Hyatt?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
All right, we have a few ordinances, proposed ordinance HB 2025-42. Madam Clerk.
First reading, an ordinance amending the municipal code regarding service rates and fees for utility services provided by the city of Waynesville, fixing an effective date. An ordinance amending the municipal code regarding service rates and fees for utility services provided by the city of Waynesville, fixing an effective date.
All right, I need a motion. Motion, Mr. Harold. Second, Mr. Rice. Discussion.
Question. I think I asked this in one of our other meetings, but is the new electric rate gonna be on demand 24/7? Or is it gonna be like when we had hot temperature and everybody come home at 4 o'clock and kick their air conditioners on and you have the higher cost for that?
You referring to the time of use?
Right, excuse me, time of use.
So is the rate that we're passing tonight a time of use rate? Is
That part I understand, but what I'm getting at is, will there still be future demand rates for when people come, like I said, at 4 o'clock, and everybody turns their air conditioning?
Yes. Yes.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
You're right.
Okay, maybe I don't understand. We're still on a flat rate, right?
That's correct. This is a
Right.
flat rate.
So it'll have to come back to us to change
Right.
sometime in the future.
In the future. And we are hopeful that the demand rate that Bill's referencing will be able to be billed, because there is, you have to be fully Tantalus deployed. We are not. We're probably a little over 50%. Okay? We plan to be there in a year is our goal, maybe 2, but we want to be pushing that way, because without full deployment, we couldn't offer it to all of the residents. And so, the next rate increase will be maybe a rate decrease for some users, depending upon how they utilize the time of use.
So you have to, the utility department has to go out, or the electric department has to go out and change the meters on every house? Is that what I'm understanding?
That's right.
Okay.
Wow. So, since the question was brought, can you just tell a little bit about the system, the Tantalus system?
Sure, so the system tracks the electric use. So right now, our meters, the meter you have is only tracked one time a month, and it's when that meter reader reads your meter. And we can tell you how much electric you use. We can tell you when you use it. So the way that the city purchases electric is we have a meter, right? It's a big meter, and it turns, right? But then they are able to tell us when the city uses that electric. So we're being, quote, smart metered at the substation, and we're purchasing it based upon the time it is used, it is called for. So that's a variable rate. The current system for the city is a flat rate. We know how much you use, we don't know when. So over the past 2 years, we have deployed, like I said, just a little over 50% of the population into smart meters. And we started diving into that, and we're seeing, we're able to tell you not only how much you use, but when you use it. Okay? Which is key, because that's how we're getting billed. And again, the rates that we see, it's pretty substantial in the peak versus the off-peak electric purchase times. The cost is, it is really worth diving into your bill, looking at the notices that we put out, looking at our rate structure to see when the best time to maybe, do the laundry, turn on that dryer, turn on the stove, do something like that, because it will be a savings placed in the user's hand.
How big a variance is that, John, on average, for going from one step to the
I
next?
think extreme, $4 to $40.
Really?
Yeah. So when we were at Uri, it went a lot. And I think an average would be like a $4 to $12. But we've seen the 4 to 40 to 50, some 80s that were reported. We didn't see the 4 to 80.
Big variance.
And other things. So say you come across another Uri storm. We were getting updates over and over. Not only, and when I say we, Waynesville, St. Crowder, Lebanon, Rolla, everybody was getting updates. Conserve electric. Tell your users, conserve electric, conserve electric. Well, that doesn't mean much when you know the cost of electric. Doesn't matter what the city's paying, here's my cost. So to your users, it's the same price whether they're using it at peak time or off time. When you get to time of use, that changes. Because the users then who decide to, when you send that out, right, send that notice out, now that notice, they bear the cost for using it at peak time, where others who decide to conserve electric during peak time will actually realize that savings. And that's kind of the nice part about time of use and really spreading the graph that I have up there, really spreading that out. They weren't arrogant about it, but several of the users, you know, they'll come to us, why do you send us that? Electric's saying that the electric cost is the same regardless of when they use it. And it is to them. It's not to the city. And we want to change that to where the variations that the city sees, they see. And that's both good and bad. So the person that's interested in the savings, they can dive into their account, they can see the cost and see where the savings will come from during that given day and be able to utilize their utility at that point.
So, no pun intended, we're giving power to the citizens to control their own bills by becoming a smart city and changing our metering, and will no longer subsidize the citizens. They will be responsible for their own, which they can also monitor on the website. What is it, 15-minute increments? I'm stuck on that 15-minute thing today. But it's 15-minute increments, update, they can watch and see how they're using their system. So this is something we're educating the citizens and giving them more control over their bill.
So will there ever, if the base rate is X, right? I don't know what it's going to be, let's just say X. There'll be times where it'll be X times 2 or X times 3 in the day, like maybe 3 o'clock in the AM. I'm just picking it.
In the summertime, yes, in the day. In
So,
the wintertime, it will be at night.
And then, so then if it's 3 AM, will it be just X or will it be less than X?
So you could be, we've seen like really low electric rates in the, like you said, early morning hours during the summer. And it's key to note that because winter, from really 10 o'clock to about that 3 or 4 a.m., your prices increase. That's your coldest time of a day or of a morning, right? So, and you will see those cycles. We receive at the city, we receive an email every day at 3 o'clock telling us what electric costs tomorrow, every day. And a lot of people don't know that, right? They just think that it's a flat rate like it has always been, but it's not been that way in a long time. We've received every day an email about 3 o'clock in the afternoon telling me what the cost of electric will be for tomorrow.
And then the reason for the rate increase has nothing to do with everything we've just talked about, other than we just keep paying more because of the time of day. Because I'm trying to figure out how do I answer the question, you're taking 5% of more, why can't you just tighten your belt? If I don't have enough money, something has to be cut. So the answer, if I'm understanding, is we can't enhance our infrastructure because we need money for that.
Let me jump in there just real quick. You said tighten your belt. Tighten your belt would mean there was something that the city could do to improve that situation. We're not talking about that. I made that very clear.
Okay.
You can
Just
tell
wanna make
that
sure.
user that we're not talking about funds that the city's getting that they're spending on. The funds aren't coming to the city. Our electric bill is much, much higher. If you take 40 cents on the dollar in 2019 and the city has done nothing and you're down to 16 cents on the dollar, where do we tighten our belt?
Right.
It's the guys above us that conversation needs to be had, right? It's the suppliers, right? It's the power generation. It's green energy combined with, newer ideas today are, we're looking at nuclear provided electric, okay? That's probably one of the most efficient today. Coal, Coal's gone. I don't see it coming back. Any meeting I'm in, all the conversations we've had, when the coal industry for electric production went away, those coal plants closed. And the closure of a coal plant for a matter of a year to restart that plant, huge expense. And they were trying to move into green energy and get away from fossil fuels, and maybe we moved too quick with that nationally. I don't know. But what I know is this: the cost of electric to the city has went up. And to say the city has to tighten their belt, that's a whole nother conversation. We dropped from 40 cents to 16 cents, and we're not even measuring the belt yet. That is the cost that the city, that's the reduction in the amount of funds the city has, okay, to operate on.
Thank you. Any other discussion points? All right, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hyde?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bills?
Yes.
Councilman Harrell?
Yes.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proposed ordinance HB 2025-43.
First reading, approving bid proposal with Donald Magai Incorporated for the Phase 1 construction of sidewalks along historic Route 66, fixing an effective date. Second reading, approving bid proposal with Donald Magai Incorporated for the Phase 1 construction of sidewalks along historic Route 66, fixing an effective date.
I entertain a motion.
Motion.
Mr. Bill?
A second.
Mr. Harrell? Discussion? Finally. Madam Clerk?
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Councilman Harrell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bills?
Yes.
Councilman Hyde?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Bland? Thank you.
HB 2025-44.
First reading, approving bid proposal with Donald Magai Incorporated for Phase 2 construction of sidewalks along historic Route 66, fixing an effective date. Second reading, approving bid proposal with Donald Magai Incorporated for the Phase 2 construction of sidewalks along historic Route 66, fixing an effective date.
Motion. Mr. Rice, motion. I need a second. Second, Mr. Hyatt. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Councilman Bland?
Yes.
Councilman Hayden?
Yes.
Councilman Rice?
Yes.
Councilman Hyde?
Yes.
Councilwoman Bills?
Yes.
Councilman Harrell?
Yes.
Councilman Farnum?
Yes.
Thank you.
Proposed ordinance HB 2025-45.
First reading, an ordinance changing zoning classification for certain real estate from R1 single family to R3 multifamily for property located at Lyle Curtis Circle and Rock Hill Road in Waynesville, Missouri, fixing an effective date. An ordinance changing zoning classification for certain real estate from R1 single family to R3 multifamily for property located at Lyle Curtis Circle and Rock Hill Road in Waynesville, Missouri, fixing an effective date.
We're saying that's drive.
Yes.
All right. Entertain a motion.
A motion.
Mr. Harrell, second.
Are we discussing this?
Yeah, afterwards. No second?
I'll second.
Mr. Farnum, discussion. And I'll just lead with this. I think we already heard a little bit about this incident where it was, this did not pass the planning and zoning. And there are some things that the developer needs to go back and relook at. And the consensus of the board was that it be recommended for not approval. So just to let you know that. And I was there, but I will let Mr. Hayden speak a little bit about.
So I'm on planning and zoning, and when this came to us, we had a lot of concerns about Rockydale is so narrow, and he wants to put, R3 without regard to who the developer is. You can't look at this developer says this, because if the developer sells the land, who knows what the next guy's gonna do? So when you look at that little tiny stretch of road, to change it to R3, and say the developer puts 25 apartments there, right? Maybe he does, you know, something that's gonna be long-term, and you got all that, then you've got all these people dumping out on that little road. You're gonna have a horrible parking situation because right now our ordinance for parking is a 25-foot setback, which means everybody's gonna be parking on that dirt road. So you're gonna have a mess there. So we were trying to figure a way to resolve that, and we couldn't come to a consensus on that. And then as we started looking at this, we found some, in my world, they were fatal flaws. They probably aren't. They can be adjusted. But when you look at the package in total, he wants to, for example, if you look, he wants to rezone Lot 7. Well, the problem is Lot 8 is a single-family home, and Lot 6 is a single-family home. So he wants to put on a tiny lot that's not big enough for R3, because R3 requires 15,000 square feet. He doesn't have that. So that one can't survive. Then you go over to 4A, and the road splits it. So it looks like it's a big enough lot, but it's not, because Lau Curtis goes right through the middle of the property. It's on both sides of the road. And then finally, he's got 1A, and he doesn't own 1A. He's asking to rezone property he doesn't own. So what our consensus was this needs to be fixed. We need to figure out exactly what land the current owner wants to rezone and come back, and then we can address the other, you know, the parking concerns and the lot size concerns and things like that. But when we looked at the application itself, again, in my world, it was fatally flawed as written. So we didn't even get into the other part of it. We stopped
He
right
doesn't own all the land that he wants to have rezoned?
Correct.
I think it's maybe an error in writing, so.
Is he wanting to sell the property, is he wanting to build on the property?
Well, we don't know.
Well, I would like to withdraw my
Yeah.
motion because it shouldn't even be here, folks.
Technically, it has to come here, because planning and zoning is only a recommendation, whether approved or denied. The final say is here. They can approve it, and if it's approved, that's great. We bring it here, you guys can vote no, and it is not, it doesn't carry forward. If it is voted down, we still have to bring it to council, as you guys are the final say. It is only a recommendation, so that is why I knew there would be conversation tonight about some of this, and, you know, this is positive conversation. This is exactly what was discussed in the meeting. So as you guys are starting to get more information, you know, you're putting together exactly the, you know, what he experienced that night.
So even, you know, a lot of the discussions that we didn't come to a resolution on with the parking, with the lot size, because it'll have to be replatted just to equal. And then on the other side of the road, which would be lots 2 and 3, 2, and 1B, those are on Rockdale, which is a county road, and it's really more of a bicycle path. And I think a bicycle path is honestly being generous. It's goat path. But because those 3 lots, plus the one he doesn't own, abut on Lau Curtis, he could rezone and they could enter on Lau Curtis. But my concern there was they're going to have a driveway within 25 or 30 feet of a stop sign on both sides of the road, and I have a lot of concerns about that. But we didn't even get to that. We didn't even get past this. So when it comes back to planning and zoning, which I'm sure it will, there'll be other things to discuss.
Did you?
I don't know if you guys can see drew that up. The area of rezoning was this area, which was the site he just described with the rock Rock Hill or Rockdale.
Rockdale, whatever it is.
Rock Hill Road, okay. Lot 3 has public right-of-way through Lyle Curtis, and Lot 1B has public right-of-way through Kennedy Court, okay, which is at the end of the cul-de-sac. And then earlier in Don's description, there was a Lot 7 that he described it being located between two existing single-family residential homes, which is Lot 6 and Lot 8. Bill probably knows it more as Chandler's Lot, right? We've become friends. I think we've met that gentleman so long. Anyway, that was the Lot 7, which is the one that he referenced between two single-family residential homes.
Doesn't the entrance to the home have to be 25 feet back from the road? It used to be for planning and zoning. Like if
Yeah,
it was-
the setback for a house
Right.
is 25 feet.
And doesn't there have to be an easement too for the city, for utilities and so forth? Is it 12 feet, I believe, or 9 feet?
The utilities for the structures are installed currently.
Okay.
Those were the same utilities for the Woodland Hills subdivision.
Any other discussion? Thank you for giving that breakdown of the meeting, and everybody has an understanding of why it was voted no. So, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Farnum?
No.
Councilman Harrell?
No.
Councilwoman Dills?
No.
Councilman Hyatt?
No.
Councilman Rice?
No.
Councilman Hayden?
No.
Councilman Bland?
No.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to move on to agenda item number 8. And what I want to do right now is inserting in something in here in the other business. We do have one more of our award recipients that has arrived. So we want to go ahead and present that right here at this point.
You gotta make it.
Yeah, you have to give a speech too.
Go.
Keeps getting worse. You got congratulations.
This is Josh
You want to own that one?
Sharpenstein. All right. So basically, just as we did earlier, we recognize everybody for all their hard work and contributions to the Hogs and Frogs. And I want to, here on behalf of the city, want to recognize you with some gifts and show our appreciation for all of your hard work. So let's give them a round of applause. And the one thing that we always forget is we think, okay, that everybody's employee, they're getting paid to do it, so we don't need to do that type of thing. But I'm going to tell you, just people like Josh and everybody else that we recognize, they're going above and beyond. Like, this is excellent. This is what they're doing for our community. So we want to say thank you and take this opportunity to recognize you and put your name out there. Not for you to leave anywhere, but just so that you can, just kind of stay here in the city and continue to do that work. We really appreciate it. All right. Practice well, but then speak. Speak. You gotta get speech.
Oh, well, I think most of everyone knows me. I think if you don't know me, I'm Josh. I've been here since a little while, a few years, 07 or 08, somewhere in there. I don't know if I ever give a speech or not, but I'm just going to tell you, I appreciate every one of you, and I appreciate my job. I love to try to help the citizens. That's probably what I enjoy most, being able to react one-on-one with the customers and citizens of Waynesville and help them with their water and wastewater needs. But thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it.
Take another picture of you. Yeah, once you miss the group picture.
All right. At this point, we're going to give our council an opportunity to share some words of wisdom and inspiration to our community. I thought I did. Josh, I gave you a coin, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we were going to start with Mr. Farnham.
Well, I was going to thank our city administrator for his better explanation about the utilities a few minutes ago. It makes it easier for me to understand, and hopefully the people watching this on Channel 12 or YouTube.
Right. There's a lot of confusion.
Yes, exactly. And I'm happy with what he said.
Very good.
Thank you, Mr. Farnham. Make sure everybody use your mic.
Yep.
Mr. Harrell.
Again, thank you very much for the city administrator. And also, too, we come up with a Halloween here coming pretty soon. So in a couple of weeks, we want to just make sure that we are taking our time as we go on around the neighborhood. If you're coming in late after hours and it's dark, please make sure you have your headlights on and just take your time going through your neighborhoods and watch out for the little ones as they're going to have an amazing time this weekend.
All right, thank you, Mr. Harrell. Ms. Deals.
I want to make a shout out to the Waynesville Police Department. There was something that happened last week, and they showed up, and they took care of the incident, and it was kind of frightening, but they got right on it. So thank you for the police department.
All right, Mr. Hyatt.
Yeah, cheers to all the volunteers. We always hear about volunteers in the city of Waynesville. That's what makes this exciting to be part of the team. Also, I want to remind everybody with the darkness coming on earlier and it gets dark later gets dark earlier with the school buses and everything. I've noticed a lot of speeding through, especially I live in Ravenwood, a lot of speeding going up and down the roads. And I'd like to remind everybody to slow down, especially when the buses are around and kids are getting on and off the buses, because there is a lot of little kids that are entering and exiting those buses, and they don't always watch for speeding cars, and people are exceeding the speed limits there too. That's a bit troubling at times. So that's it. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Hyatt. Mr. Rice.
Yes. Hi. I want to remind everyone about the level pay budget billing. It is, you have to have it in by October 31st, and that's at your office, Tracy's office. And it's level pay. You can have the same bill for 12 months. So just remind people to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rice. Mr. Hayes.
The only thing I want to add tonight, the annual Shop for the Cop drive is ongoing right now. And Dan, how many cans are out there? Do you know? So there's 12 to 15 cans out in Waynesville City. So please donate. When I was involved with law enforcement and we did that, it's always a really good time to see these kids in a light where they're happy. Unfortunately, the police never see kids when they're happy, so it's really nice. They do it at Walmart, and last year I think it was 300 children that were able to have Christmas that may not have otherwise. And I want to challenge each member of the council to see Dan and donate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. I want to just clarify something. This is monetary donations, not toy donations.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, money.
They go to Walmart or something and do a lot of shopping?
They do it at Walmart, yes.
Mr. Bland.
Yeah, I'd just like to remind everybody that we talked about the use of energy and invite everybody in the community to take an effort to see where they can cut their costs, not necessarily even cut their costs, just use the energy that they're using wisely, maybe just make some adjustments. They have an opportunity to save some money, and if you do your research, you can save yourself some money.
Thank you, Mr. Bland. And we'll share that information again on our app and the social media. I do want to bring that up as well. We want to encourage everybody to sign up for the free app in the city so you can stay abreast of all of our updates. We had a competition, I won't say a competition, it was a raffle drawing about a couple of weeks ago at our tailgate at Waynesville High School. Anyone that downloaded the app received a ticket, and they got their chance at winning some fabulous gifts that was put together by the staff here. And we had 4 gifts. 3 of them have been awarded. There's 1 that is not. But if that if that gift is not picked up by next Friday, we'll be drawing the next person. So we don't hold on to stuff. We're trying to get this to the citizens. So with that being said, please download the city app and stay connected with the city, and you don't have to get on social media. You can do this on your phone and just look at all of the information that you need. So we open that up to everyone, and you must have a smartphone for this. Also, I wanted to talk about the Pumpkin Fest. We mentioned the Pumpkin Fest is going to be taking place on October 25th, and I just want to share something about this community. This event has been going on for 20 years. This is the 20th year anniversary, and this event is something that's been free to the community. And it wasn't just one church that provided this service to the community. It started with United Methodist back then with Pastor Bill O'Neill, and then it was transferred. Actually, my church and myself my wife, we've been facilitating this for the last 10 years. And then we found another organization that will be taking it over from us, Manna Church, who said that they will take this on for the next 10 years. And this is a picture of the community continuing to keep tradition going forward, but it takes more than just one organization. It takes more than one person. It takes us all together to work together to continue these on in our community. So if you see opportunities to volunteer, I encourage you to go and volunteer and be a part of it. Again, these are all free events, and everything that has been given out is always no cost. And everyone is willing to create a safe environment for our citizens, and especially our kids. And a lot of our neighborhoods do not have sidewalks. They do not have a lot of street lights. So we created that opportunity to go down to the park where it can be safe. And it's on the 25th from 10 to 2 p.m. So it's 4 hours of fun. And then on October 31st, I want you to be mindful of the trick-or-treat hours. It's going to be from 6 to 9 p.m. is our trick-or-treat hours. And again, I'll echo what was already communicated. Watch for the kids. Watch for the light-ins. Please drive slow. We don't need any incidents within our community that violate safety. We already know about the Veterans Day Parade, and I got one other thing that I want to share. WAG. WAG is the Waynesville Action Group. And what is this group? This group is a short-term group that does community projects at the direction of the city, and they work for a short term, like 6 or 8 months. Some people can't volunteer for a year or 2 years. So this gives them an opportunity to take their skills and help the city move forward with some of our projects. So the first one that we asked for a lot of people that could write, that could do marketing, not afraid to go out and talk to people, because we got a project that I will not say right now. But the next meeting, or the first meeting, will be November 13th at 5 p.m. here at City Hall. November 13th at 5 p.m. here at City Hall, and I will facilitate that meeting. I'll be sending out an email to all of those that have responded, but if you still want to participate, you can email me at mayor@waynesvillemo.org, and you put in the subject line, WAG, just W-A-G. And then that's all I have this evening. We'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting.
Good job.